hanging over the mountains, but in lower downtown Denver, clear skies above the Rockies back home. They open up a 4-game set against the Cincinnati Reds this evening, and we begin talking about the news of the day, the last 18 hours. Troy Tulowitzki, who hurt himself earlier this year at PNC Park against the Pirates. He pulled up on a sprint to first base, a hip flexor injury. He was rehabbing it, and it just wasn't quite right, and he has a labrum situation that will require surgery. That will take place tomorrow morning in Vail. And welcome everybody. Obviously not the kind of news we wanted to welcome you with. Jeff Houston, Drew Goodman, and you know, the problems unfortunately continue for Troy, but he's very hopeful that this will maybe put an end to all of the history he has in that region.
Yeah, let's hope so, because he's had to deal with a lot of different stuff going on down there ever since he injured it in San Francisco 4 or 5 years ago. And for a player, that's all you finally want to hear is, okay, let's get this done. Let's have the surgery so I can go ahead and get on the road to recovery. It's going to take about 5 months to get there, but at least now I think he has an answer and maybe some peace of mind.
Well, nobody works any harder to not only stay on the field, but to excel than Troy Tulowitzki. Ryan Spilborgh's played with him for many years. They remain close friends, and I know you visited this morning with him, Spilly.
Yeah, I talked to him this morning. He's hoping that this surgery is going to be the end-all, that he's going to be healthy, stronger than ever. He knows it's going to be a long recovery back, but the thing that I took from it is that he said, don't ever doubt me, and I don't. I know he'll be back, and he'll be stronger than ever.
Well, he was putting together a great season, .340 average. When he went down, I believe he was the co-leader with Stanton in home runs at 21. He's a unique talent. The challenge for Troy, obviously, has been staying on the field. And, again, I want to reiterate how hard this guy works to be at the absolute peak in terms of physical condition. He just has had bad luck.
Yeah, and there's some things that you can't prepare for. Sometimes your body just betrays you. You do all the work, you put it in, and you mentioned it. He spends about 45 minutes to an hour just to get on the field when he was healthy. So now he's going to have to make sure he continues that regimen so he can come back and play.
All right. Well, when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about the Cincinnati Reds. The Rockies have not seen them in a while. The Reds in a battle to make the postseason. earlier this afternoon, I should say, is cleared on out. Both teams hit inside. Reds come in at 60 and 60. The Rockies, after being swept in San Diego, 46 up, 74 down. Back upstairs with my partner Jeff Hewson. I'm Drew Goodman. So who are the Cincinnati Reds? Well, in the first half they were very, very good. They were 7 games north of 500. In the second half they have struggled. They're still very much in the playoff hunt. They pitch very well. They have not hit.
No, they haven't, and that's been part of the problem why they're just 9 and 16 since the All-Star break. They came out and they lost 7 straight. They've lost 4 straight series. Their pitching has been very good all the way from top to bottom. It's been their offense that's really struggled for them. Since that 9 and 16 mark, since the All-Star break, they've lost 10 one-run ball games. Not playing very well defensively during that stretch, but overall not too shabby. But Brandon Phillips, that's really the key to this whole Reds team. He is out with a thumb injury. Looks like he'll probably be back next week sometime. Joey Votto, of course, is still out. The Rockies, since May 12th, not a great record. And when they came out of Cincinnati, they were just 2 games back after San Francisco. That was back on May 11th. The probables for the Rockies, De La Rosa, Morales, Lyles, and Flande. The only question mark for Cincinnati is who's going to take Homer Bailey's spot.
Yeah, Homer Bailey has an elbow issue that they're very much concerned about. He's on the disabled list. Franklin Morales draws the toughest bull, if you will, Johnny Cueto, tomorrow. Johnny Cueto has pitched sensational baseball. He's been one of the elite starters in the game so far this year. So the Rockies getting ready to go against the Reds. It's Colorado, it's Cincinnati. Jorge De La Rosa on the mound for the Rockies. Come on back to Coors Field with us. Ball on Root Sports is brought to you by your neighborhood Toyota stores. Toyota, let's go places. By Inova Cancer Care, taking a novel approach to cancer care. Learn more about prostate cancer treatment at InovaCC.com. And by Southwest Airlines, find our fares online only at Southwest.com. There's Jorge De La Rosa making his way to the Coors Field mound. And we always like to tell you this off the top when Jorge is pitching at home. 42 and 14 now at Coors Field. Incredible mark for Jorge here at 20th and Blake. Well, one of the dynamic young players in the game will lead things off for Cincinnati. His name, Billy Hamilton. You want to keep him off the bases because he can, as Keith Jackson would say, he can flat out fly. Southwest batting order tonight for Brian Price. The Reds will have Jay Bruce batting second. He's in right field. Todd Frazier was in the home run contest as picked by Troy Tulowitzki. He'll bat third. Devin Mesoraco, he can hit it out. He's got 20 bombs. Brian Ludwig has always done damage here. Skip Schumacher coming off a big day yesterday against the Red Sox. Chris Negron will play third base and bat seventh. Zach Kozart's in short. He'll bat eighth. And Alfredo Simon is on the hill. Let's take a look at some more numbers on De La Rosa, brought to you by Inova Cancer Care, non-surgical treatment of prostate cancer. Visit InovaCC.com.
Well, you mentioned that record for De La Rosa at Coors Field, 42-14 with a 4.06 ERA. This year, 7-2 with an even lower ERA at 3.23. Left-handers hitting a measly 190 against De La Rosa. Right-handers just 259. So he's done everything that you could possibly want from your opening day starter. He's been the guy just to stop any sort of slides or help you to get back on the right track. And at Coors Field, as I mentioned, he's not afraid of it. 3.23 ERA and 11 starts.
You know, in a lot of ways, Huey, Coors Field, here's a guy that kicked around with a few different teams, and everybody said great arm, but he's a little too emotional, and his command's not great. Don't know if he'll ever figure it out. Not only has he figured it out, but it's almost like Coors Field has been what's helped him the most, and you would never think that for a pitcher.
Well, and he's second now all-time wins in Rockies history, trailing Aaron Cook by just 6.
Yeah, he's 66-42 all-time in a Rockies uniform. And, you know, as you mentioned, he trails Aaron Cook, who had a wonderful career with the Rockies, as did Jeff Francis. But in terms of win percentage, nobody's close to what Jorge has done.
Cookie was 72-68, so just 4 games over.
The next best win percentage would be Ubaldo, who went 56-45 in a Rockies uniform. Cook was 72-68, as you said. Francis 64-62. Jennings was 2 games above 500, 58-56. So you get a feel for how good De La Rosa's been. First pitch was in there for a strike to Billy Hamilton, and that just misses. If you're Arenado or Morneau, you still have to stay shortened up and honor the bunt, even with a 1-1 count.
He reminds me of Dee Gordon in that he'll bunt at any time. It doesn't matter. He'll push it to the first base side. He'll drag it down third base. Whatever's comfortable.
1-1. There's the bunt, and Morneau gloves it, and he's out of the baseline, so he's out. I mean, Billy has 1 gear, and it's super fast.
Well, if you're going to bunt a ball to first, you want to try to get it past the pitcher towards the second baseman. This is an easier play, and you can see how far he went out to avoid the tag. Both umpires, whether it was C.B. Buckner or Quinn Walcott at first, they were calling Billy out.
Well, let's take a look at our umpires tonight. C.B. Buckner, veteran, he's behind the plate. Quinn Walcott, a young umpire at first base. Dale Scott's the crew chief. Dale's at second. And Ben May, another young umpire. This ball's well hit to right field, but Charlie Blackman will cruise back a step or 2 in front of the warning track and make the catch. 2 are out, and that'll bring up Todd Frazier. It'll also take us to our Excel Energy defensive alignment for the Rockies. Visit responsiblebynature.com today to learn more. The Rockies will have Dickerson, Stubbs, and Blackman in the outfield, and Charlie Culberson's playing short this evening for Josh Rutledge. Arenado, LeMahieu, and Morneau round out the infield with Lean Rosario doing the catching. Todd Frazier takes ball 1, the former Rutgers star. Most of his damage came in the first half.
19 of his 20 home runs in the first half.
And they miss the 2 guys that we were discussing in the open. Brandon Phillips, their energy, not to mention he's a middle of the order bat. And of course, Joey Votto's been an MVP in this league, and his knee is not right. And it wasn't right earlier. It gave him problems. That's why he was hitting only .255 with 6 home runs, and he does not want to return until he really has his legs underneath him.
Well, and both clubs are in the same boat. I mean, the Reds are missing Joey Votto and Brandon Phillips. The Rockies, of course, Troy and Cargo. I mean, these are all all-stars, top-tier players. It's not like you're saying these are second-rate guys.
No, I mean, when you think of the Reds, you think of Votto and Phillips. When you think of the Rockies, you think of Tulo and Cargo. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Frazier. And a great pitch and a great start for De La Rosa. He blows away Frazier in a very efficient first inning for De La Rosa. Man, it's gorgeous out now. Charlie Blackmon's going to lead things off for the Rockies. He traditionally does. Here's the rest of the lineup for Walt White, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. The former Red, Drew Stubbs, he'll bat second. Then Justin Morneau, who's just been unconscious swinging the bat. Arenado, Dickerson, speaking of swinging the bat well. William Rosario, Charlie Culberson, DJ LeMahieu. A couple hits, including a home run yesterday for DJ. And De La Rosa against Alfredo Simon, who's had a nice year for the Cincinnati Reds. Moving out of the bullpen into the starting rotation. He's had a nice year, except when he's facing the Rockies. He's not done well against the Rockies this year, really, in his career. And in the second half, he struggled. For more on his numbers, Jeff Houston will tell you about it. They're brought to you by Inova Cancer Care, non-surgical treatment of prostate cancer. Visit InovaCC.com.
You talked about the second half, 0-4 with the 4.78 ERA. That's after making the All-Star game for the first time in his career. He piled up the 12 wins all the way up to July, 12-3 with the 270, and at that time was leading the National League in wins.
Simon lasted just 3 innings on May 10th against the Rockies. Gave up 5 runs on 8 hits. Eventually the Rockies won 11-2. 3 of the 8 hits went over the wall. Blackmon hit 1 out against Simon. In fact, he had 2 out in that series against Cincinnati. The Reds won 2 of 3.
Simon's a big guy, 6'6", 265 pounds.
He can post you up. I mean, if the basketball game breaks out,
he's ready to go.
This ball on 3 hops to second. Schumacher, the versatile veteran who can play all 3 outfield spots and play second base, makes the play. Last 5 starts for the Reds when Alfredo Simon's on the hill. The club is 0-5. And that's on the outside corner at 95. It's easy heat for Simon. He throws as hard as you think he would for the size of the man.
Yeah, and it has movement on it too. It's just not a straight 95-mile-an-hour fastball that you'll see. Where he's gotten in trouble in the second half is with the curveball. He's been afraid to throw it. And when he does, it's been hit hard. So invariably, as a pitcher, you'll start to nibble. And that's what he's become now in the second half. kind of nibbling on the corners, where the first half he was just saying, here it is, try to hit it if you can.
I thought he nibbled a little bit when the Rockies hit him hard in May. It was a short outing. Stubbs is 0 for his last 16 at the plate. Drew trying to turn that around. It's a breaking ball in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Stubbs hitting .354 at Coors Field. Not this time. Swung on and missed. 2 outs, and that'll bring up Morneau.
Split changeup from Simon.
Here's Cincinnati defensively, brought to you by Excel Energy. Visit responsiblebynature.com to learn more. The Reds have the highest fielding percentage in the National League. They've committed the fewest errors as well in the National League. Ludwig, Hamilton, Jay Bruce in the outfield, Negron, Cozart, Schumacher, and Frazier in the infield. Devin Mesoraco is doing the catching. And this is bounced to deep short. And Simon begins with a 1-2-3 inning of his own. We'll go to the second. No score at Coors Field. Well, National League win percentage leader since 2013, minimum of 40 starts. Clayton Kershaw, probably not a surprise that he's @1. Probably not a surprise Zach Greinke's atop the list as well. Adam Wainwright third, and then Jorge De La Rosa tied with Hyun-Jin Ryu at 27 and 14. Jordan Zimmerman of the Nats also at 27 and 14. And you consider the fact that the Rockies have had a very difficult year, to say the least, at 46 and 74. They were well under 500 last year. And there's De La Rosa, because you look at the other teams, the Dodgers obviously have been good. The Nationals have been good. And here's De La Rosa winning games for a team that's got a losing record overall the last couple of years.
And St. Louis has been good too.
And St. Louis has been good, been very good.
Interesting on that graphic that it was split down the middle. 3 right-handers, 3 left-handers. Nobody has the advantage. It's just to be included in that company for Jorge, impressive.
Absolutely. Goes off speed, which he does quite frequently, and it's 1-1 on Devin Mesoraco, former #1 pick of the Reds. He's a guy that in high school was the Pennsylvania Gatorade Player of the Year.
That's why they could afford to get rid of Hannigan.
I think he's from that town. I can't pronounce the name of that town. You know where in the middle of the winter we see if the
Punxsutawney.
Punxsutawney, where is now where what comes out of the Groundhog. Yeah, thank you. I couldn't remember Groundhog Day. I'm losing my marbles, folks. It's been a long week. Anyhow, when the little critter comes out,
Punxsutawney Phil.
And is that his name? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, listen, that's Punxsutawney Devin. Same town, dude.
Okay.
All right. I bet you he knows Phil. Phil may come out on his front lawn, look around, crawl back in the hole. Since I got 6 more weeks.
Just about the time everybody's heading to spring training.
Yeah, we haven't worked Punxsutawney Phil into a game in a long time. Here's the 2-2. That's chopped foul. How's the 07 draft, by the way? This was a pretty productive draft for the Cincinnati Reds. They took Mesoraco 15th overall. They took Todd Frazier 34th overall.
2 All-Stars this year.
2 All-Stars, 2 middle-of-the-order bats. I mean, that's a darn good first round. 3-2 on Devin Mesoraco. What's the name of that town again?
Punxsutawney.
It just looked like a bunch of letters jumbled together.
So you wouldn't be very good at Scrabble.
Listen, if you could spell Punxsutawney,
Well, I know
there
I
you
did
go.
say
All chips
yeah.
in. I'm done.
No.
You win.
No.
I should know that too. I'm from back east.
I know. That's what gets me.
Right now in our ears, Jim Armatrat, who has a jumbled, his last name looks like Punxsutawney also, and he's trying to spell it. That miss, so a leadoff walk to Mesoraco. Ryan Ludwig coming up. Here's the McDonald's McCafe pitch menu for Jorge. Now at McDonald's you can enjoy a sweet creamy McCafe iced coffee.
Well, and you add up all those numbers, you get the batting average against a 242 and a whip of 125. And 3% of the time, the curveball, I really haven't seen it much at all this year. So, I mean, if he's throwing it, it's getting hit. So he says, forget it. I'm not going to worry about that because I can get by with my split and my cutter and slider.
And the strange thing about that was a big part of his arsenal in the past.
Well, before he had the Tommy John surgery. I really thought that was his go-to pitch.
Most pitching coaches and pitchers will tell you that the slider is going to torque the elbow more than the curveball.
Right, or the split because of the way you have to dig it back into your fingers and throw it, and the stress on the elbow.
And if you're not sure, grab a baseball at home, split your fingers and put it in there, and then feel your forearm underneath toward the elbow and see how it tightens up naturally. And now try to, if you try to throw that, you realize, well, that does put some additional torque on that part of the arm. And that's inside on Ryan Ludwig.
Well, this is what you're talking about with the split finger, and it doesn't matter. I mean, guys will hold it different ways, whether they have a finger on one of the seams or not. But the point being is you just split your fingers wide, and then you just throw it like a fastball. But it does. It really puts a lot of stress right on that forearm or that flexor tendon that you hear so much about.
And some guys will throw it. I know George has described this plenty of times. Some guys will throw it with their thumb underneath. Some guys put the thumb off to the side. I think Frazier put the thumb off to the side when he messed
right. And when you do that, then you can put extra pressure on one finger or the other and get the ball to move in different directions. But the main thing is just to let the ball come out of your fingers like you would a fastball.
And with De La Rosa, sometimes you can't tell the difference between his split change and his slider.
Right, and that's the advantage that the pitcher has on the hitter.
And that's going to be lined to left field, and Dickerson slides, can't stop it from hitting the corner, and it's going to be a green light for Mesoraco, and he's going to score. A double and a run batted in for Ryan Ludwig, who's always hit well at Coors Field. And it's 1-0 Cincinnati here in the second with nobody out.
Ludwig, .331 batting average in his career against Colorado. He turned on this
fastball at 94 miles an hour on the Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo, catches it on the sweet spot of the bat. And it had that topspin hook. Corey missed it, and when he missed it, it took him a while to get back up and get going again.
Wouldn't you know it, Ryan Ludwig, prior to that double, was 0 for his previous 13, which matched the longest hitless streak of his career. Skip Schumacher is at the plate. Skip played yesterday only because Jay Bruce was a late scratch. He was under the weather a little bit. Jay's in the lineup tonight. But he was a late scratch. Schumacher goes in, has 3 hits, including a home run against the Red Sox yesterday. The Reds lost the ball game 5-4.
That's the best kind of day to have. When you don't think you're going to play, you get in there and you get 3 knocks. Most of the time you see guys take the collar, go 0 for 4.
One and one. Rockies will be home for a while. 11 days, they'll play 9 ball games, 4 against the Reds, 2 against the Royals. And 3 more before they go back out on the road.
The Royals are sandwiched in between 2 off days, an off day on Monday and the following Thursday.
Yeah, Giancarlo Stanton in Miami will be in at the end of the homestand. And the Rockies will go west again. They'll play 4 in San Francisco, 3 against Arizona. This is the longest remaining homestand on the season. Rockies have 3 more trips. They have 1 trip east. They go to New York, and then on their way back they'll play 3 in St. Louis. You know, the National League Central, the Reds have dominated every team except the Cardinals. They can't beat the Cardinals. But they've done very well against the rest of the division. Right now at 500, this is how competitive the NL Central is, Huey. They're at 500, but they're in 4th place.
Well, it's the only division in baseball that has 4 teams at least 500 or above. 6 games back in the standings, 3.5 back in the wild card. Considering the second half swoon that Brian Price has seen, he came out, lost 7 straight, 4 straight series. A lot of one-run losses.
Schumacher getting high fives for moving the runner along, and the Rockies will bring the infield in, 1 out. Chris Negron at the plate, and Ryan Ludwig at third base. And this is cued to first. No advancement at third. And they're 2 outs, so everybody can drop back. And Zach Cozart will come up.
Smart move from De La Rosa to throw him a first pitch changeup.
Tweet your questions using the hashtag Toyota Talk. And we'll get to as many as we can during the 5th inning. We do it every night. Toyota Talk in the 5th inning. Good time now to tweet your questions. Again, use the hashtag Toyota Talk. The Reds are 7-6 against Milwaukee. They're 9-4 against the Pirates, 9-4 against the Cubs, but 3-6 against St. Louis. They're bitter rivals. We've had some get-togethers with the Cards the last couple of years.
Usually comes down to the last week or so.
Well, you remember LaRusse and Dusty Baker weren't real fond of each other.
They didn't send each other Christmas cards.
No, it didn't seem to be the case. 2-0 on Cozart with the pitcher on deck. We'll see how careful De La Rosa is here.
And I mentioned that pitch to Negron, the split finger, and how you're playing into the aggressiveness right out of the hand on the Mike Shaw Subaru, just like we showed a moment ago, how he split the fingers and it was a cue ball off the end.
It's called a strike, so it's 2-1.
These are always the tough at-bats as far as a hitter and also the pitcher, because you know there's 2 outs, runner on third, but you have the pitcher hitting behind you. You know, how fine you're trying to be on the pitching side, but how aggressive are you going to be on the offensive side?
Well, it's going to cost the Rockies because that pitch is drilled into left field. It's a 2-0 lead for Cincinnati as Zach Cozart drives in his 28th run of the year. And for a manager right now, there's things you're weighing. You're saying, well, Coors Field, usually 2 runs aren't going to beat you. You'd like to have the pitcher leading off in a perfect world in the 3rd inning. The other side of it that I'm sure Walt weighed a little bit also is that his offense right now is struggling to score a lot of runs, even being at home.
And then you have the pitcher coming up who's hitting 119, 5 for 42 on the season.
A big third factor is the guy who's on the hill. Do you trust him to be smart and make a pitcher's pitch? And you're not going to have any more confidence in anybody that you have in your rotation than De La Rosa. All of those things were weighed, and unfortunately it didn't work out. De La Rosa gave Cozart a pitch he could handle. Twice a 16-game winner in his career. Tonight, start number 25, which leads the Rockies. Got to figure he's going to have 7-8 starts left, so he's got a chance to be in the mid-teens in terms of winning games. That goes off of Rosario's glove, and in the scoring position goes Cozart. See if it's a pass ball or a wild pitch, but either way, there's been too many of those this year for the Rockies.
Yes, there have, and there have been a couple on that last road trip that cost them. This time it was just a cut fastball. And I know Willeen was set up outside. It does go off his glove. Probably give him a pass ball.
They have not indicated yet. Now they do. It is a pass ball. Culberson will throw out Simon to end the inning. In the inning, a walk, a double, and another base hit to drive in 2 for the Reds.
Came out today, the Troy Tulowitzki tomorrow. On Friday, we'll have hip flexor surgery. He's got a torn labrum there in Vail, and of course, it impacted his teammates.
Sad to see him, go down and get surgery, but right now we just hope he gets better and, he fixes his leg, and hopefully you don't have to deal with that anymore in the future. And that's the key, because we all know what he's capable of doing in this game, and he's an MVP player.
It hurt a lot more when he was in Pittsburgh. It was kind of like, oh man, like now our guy's gone. But knowing that he's done for the year, I mean, it's extremely disappointing. But I don't know. I guess the positive thing is that he can come back healthy next year, and that's the most important thing.
You heard Nolan Arenado say it happened in Pittsburgh. Let's show you the injury. This ended the top of the 4th inning. A slow roller. You see him grab his left hip flexor. That was on Saturday, July 19th, a rainy night in Pittsburgh. The second game back from the All-Star break, and he has been on the DL ever since. And again, as I said, Drew and Jeff, surgery tomorrow, and his season is history. A blow for the Rockies. It's been a rough year, guys.
You can underline that, put it in capital letters. It has been a rough year. Arenado skies to right field. Jay Bruce makes the catch. Obviously, what you hope for Troy is that he is full go by the time spring training convenes in the 3rd week of February or so down in Scottsdale.
That's where you never like to have surgery as a player. It's the last thing you want to do. You'll try the conservative route to start with. That's what the Rockies did. They hoped to get him back on the field, and then when he had to be sent home from Arizona after doing some running, you kind of had the feeling like, uh-oh, this might be what they have to do. But you also get a month, basically a month and a half head start on spring training by doing it now.
And make sure you join us for our Toyota postgame show tonight. We may have a little more news on Carlos Gonzalez and what his situation is. Oh, 1 on Dickerson. 1 ball, 1 strike on Corey. Corey in 6 career games against the Reds, hitting .435 with 3 jacks and 6 driven in. Hit a home run in 3 straight ball games, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Did not homer yesterday.
He did homer against Simon. The game was in Cincinnati, and that was another no-doubter for Corey. On the season, he has 16 home runs. 8 have been at home, 8 out on the road.
One ball, 2 strikes. And that's pulled foul sharply. Last 10 days, Corey Dickerson hitting .424. Justin Morneau's hitting .500.
Yonder Alonso just went on the DL today.
He has a forearm strain. He had to be removed from a ball game Tuesday against the Rockies in the 2nd inning. Carl Crawford now a platoon player with Scott Van Slyke in LA, but he's been swinging it well. And this ball is well hit in center field, and it's over the head of Hamilton. And it takes 1 hop and goes off the fence. So the Rockies have a double from Dickerson with 1 out. That's their first base runner.
Came inside, down and into Corey, then they go away, and he stays on this pitch beautifully. Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo full extension. Drives it over the head of Billy Hamilton in dead center field. Doesn't matter how fast you are, you're not catching that thing.
Willeen Rosario with the Rockies trailing 2-0 in the 2nd. It's fouled off. Only 2 guys really hit well on the road trip. Justin Morneau was 9 for 16. Corey Dickerson was 9 for 24. Willeen was 2 for 16.
Wasn't bad. He was 5 for 20. A few RBIs. Everybody else, too many strikeouts.
Rockies struck out 68 times in those 6 games, of which they won only once, and that came Sunday in Phoenix against the Diamondbacks. Tweet your question using the hashtag. Well, you know what? We read that one already. We're going to do this one. If the Rockies score 7 runs or more during a game, go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the next day. Do it between 4 and 6 and get your Rockies taco special. You can also tweet us for Twitter.
It's all right.
We like to answer questions. That kicks away from Mesoraco off the screen. Dickerson to third. Changes the at bat a little bit for Willeen. It changes the mindset, doesn't it?
It's wonderful when that guy gets over to third as a freebie. I mean, 83-mile-an-hour slider. You might as well just bury this one out about 60 feet in the other batter's box. Mesoraco tried to slide over. It was so bad, though, that it just kicked underneath his glove. Yeah, now it changes your mindset. You got a runner at third base. Even with 2 strikes, you just look to put the ball in play. They're giving you a freebie by playing the infield back.
As long as you clear the pitcher, you get a ribby. And you do even better, lining it to left center field, and that's going to run to the wall past Billy Hamilton. And it's back-to-back doubles with 1 out. And the Rockies on the scoreboard, 2-1. Willeen, his 41st RBI. He didn't try to do too much.
He did. Very simple approach. Pitch from Simon goes down. Look at how quick and compact that swing is.
He just spread out, Huey.
He did. He just came up on the ball of his foot, put it back down into the ground, and used the hands.
One 1-0 on Charlie Culberson.
Looking out at center field now, Billy Hamilton. He had started the game by playing probably 15 feet closer. Never played at Coors Field before. Now he's backed up. Wait a second. There's been 2 balls that have been scalded, and I can't get to them. Better scoot back.
He's bobbled for a moment, but Schumacher recovers. 2 outs. And that'll bring up DJ LeMahieu. Let's see how Brian Price plays this with the pitcher on deck.
I was thinking the same thing, Drew. If they're gonna walk him or pitch to him, and they just look down there, they're gonna go ahead and walk DJ.
DJ 2 for 4, including a home run yesterday. He had been 2 for his previous 44 at the plate. Dropped his average about 25 points. Just means he's fixing to get hot again.
Ready. He's due.
Time now for the big hits presented by Mako, the company that repairs all kinds of hits. Here's one of the hits DJ had yesterday. You don't see him pull the baseball much. And he did against Ian Kennedy, and he pulled it out of the ballpark. 4th home run of the year. Check out your local Mako for collision repairs and auto painting for as low as $449. Visit Mako.com today. So De La Rosa in a 2-1 ball game. The Reds in front, bottom of the 2nd, an opportunity to help himself out. And a big chopper to short. And nicely done by Cozart. Coming to get that 2nd hop. In the inning, the Rockies get a run. Dickerson doubled. Willeen doubled. Out the short. Now he was hustling up the line, and he may have tweaked the hamstring.
That's right where he pulled up. 2 strides before first, reaches back for his right hamstring.
CUI looking at him, and then quickly looked at the dugout, and Scotty Garrett looked him over for a few minutes while we were away on commercial break, and we were watching De La Rosa, and he grimaced a couple of times, and then he kind of got up and slowly grabbed his glove and went to the mound. Now it is his lead leg.
That's what concerns me.
And that is, listen, you don't want a hamstring injury, but that's the one that has to extend, and that bears more weight, if you will, in terms of stretching the hamstring than your back leg.
He sees it go over the head of the third baseman, thinking he might have a base hit.
Raise your hand if you're a Colorado Rocky and you've not been hurt this year. I'm looking out there. I'm trying to find somebody. Rosario, he had the illness earlier.
DJ.
Morneau, yeah, DJ's the only guy. Culberson hasn't been hurt, has he?
No.
Dickerson's been pretty healthy. Stubbs been pretty healthy. Blackman's been pretty healthy. It seems like everybody else.
A mash unit.
It's just utterly ridiculous. I've never seen anything like this.
Well, and now if I'm Billy Hamilton, I've seen him kind of stretch. I knew he came out late. I got to lay down a bunt.
You got him. And that's just being smart. Tried to bunt his way on his first time up. He swings and lines it to center field, and he drops it in front of Drew Stubbs, so he's aboard with his 44 stolen bases.
This is where it all begins for Hamilton and De La Rosa. There's 44 stolen bases. He's 44 for 62, or 71%. The major league average is 72.3%. And I kind of think the benchmark is 75. 75%. That's the success ratio I would look for.
He was tremendous in the minor leagues. He made his name stealing bases, and I think he'll get better at this level. Billy Hatcher's over there monitoring him. He's a first base coach.
Well, he didn't even get a lead that time.
No, he can get out there.
Billy Hatcher, a long time first base coach in the major leagues. Let's see if this lead is any different. Might be a step further. Most base stealers, and I'm thinking back to the Willie Wilsons, the Vince Colemans, those type of guys, they'd get out there early, get a nice big lead, put the pressure on the pitcher.
How much did you shorten your lead when you had a lefty?
Maybe a half step. Depending on what you were doing. If you were going to go first movement, shorten it a half step and then take off. If you had a one-way lead, meaning that my first step is going to be back towards first, because then I'll see where the pitch goes and then I'll get back out there. I'd take my normal lead, get out there just like it would, because I know I'm going to take a half step going back towards first.
2-1 on Jay Bruce. Bruce has scuffled this year. His average at just 224. The home runs down. He's got a dozen of those. 2-2.
Not even an attempt so far for Billy, where he flashed like he was stealing second. I want to give just one courtesy throw over just to see what he was thinking.
It's inside on Bruce. Bruce did miss a couple weeks earlier in the season with a knee injury. This team just has not produced offensively. It's surprising given the names they have and the history of putting up numbers offensively. You know, Phillips, Votto gets hurt right now. Jay Bruce, Mesoraco, Ludwig, and the ballpark, Huey, that they play in, so conducive to scoring.
So shallow. I mean, you hit a pop-up there sometimes and the ball will go out. But you're right. Jay Bruce hitting 224 on the year. He's their big bopper.
Todd Frazier I didn't even mention. Frazier's had a good year. They had Billy Hamilton to the lineup. No movement, fouled off again. And it's been such a battle in the second half, as we illustrated earlier, for the Reds to score, that people who follow the Reds every day told us that if Billy Hamilton doesn't get on, they're not going to score.
He's that engine of that. I don't want to say the big red machine, because they're not that anymore, what they were in the 70s, but he is the guy that really makes that whole offense go.
And for Billy, the last 24 games, he was hitting just 188 coming in. He getting tired in his rookie year. This is line to left. Dickerson's right there. That's the first out. (2-1) Cincinnati. Time for you to tweet us. Look, I keep reading that one. We got to change that. Every time I look at our little screen, I want to. It is. This
you were
one's
right this time.
I thought it was another one. I thought it was our fifth inning for Toyota Talk. This is for our photos that we show later in the ballgame. Brought to you by AT&T. Tweet us using the hashtag #COFanPhoto.
Get him out. Dig yourself.
Yeah, De La Rosa's not moving well.
On.
Maybe Justin didn't realize that he hurt his hamstring, because he wanted to toss him the ball. And watch how De La's running.
Nice and easy. Okay, you have it. Well.
Sorry, dude. Forgot.
Right.
So Frazier retired. And that'll bring up Devin Mesoraco. Mesoraco walked his first time up. First All-Star appearance this year for Mesoraco. Leads all big league catchers in home runs and RBIs.
Well, the guy that picked him was a former catcher himself, Mike Matheny. I recognize a good catcher when I see one.
Yep. So most home runs for a Reds catcher since, here's a name from the past, Eddie Taubensee hit 21 for the Reds in 1999. Guy you played against?
Yes, I did.
Of the 20 home runs Mesoraco has hit, 3 are grand slams. Guys are even more happy when you get to home plate after you hit one of those.
3 extra guys to celebrate with.
Yeah. This is in the air, right center field. Charlie will get there. And that'll end the inning. So there's a leadoff hit by Hamilton. He is stranded at second base. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Rockies trailing 2-1. recap the best of the week and provide an exclusive interview with some members of the coaching staff. Don't miss Rockies Weekly Sunday after the game. Pitch at the knees, a strike on Charlie Blackmon. That's inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Charlie grounded to second in the first inning. Two and 1. Two and 2 on Blackmon. Charlie, they must have changed him. Charlie, remember that ball up the middle yesterday, Huey?
Yes.
That for some inexplicable reason they initially called an error. They had to have changed it after the game because Charlie's been credited with a 3-hit game yesterday, as he should have been.
Yeah, I don't even know what he was thinking when they gave the shortstop an error on that ball.
He's got a knock here. That was the 13th 3-hit ball game of the year for Charlie yesterday, which is the most since Aaron Miles had 14 3-hit games from the leadoff spot, I should say.
Yeah.
Aaron had 14 3-hit games back in 2004. The club record is, no, excuse me, the club record is E-wise with 21 in 1996.
21
3-hit games out of the leadoff spot. Juan Pierre was second. He had 15 3-hit games batting leadoff in 2002. But EY 21 times back in 1996 had 3-hit games. Rockies put together a heck of a lineup right now with guys on the coaching staff and special assistants. Ellis Burke, Vinny Castilla. Yeah, Ellis was with us on the trip. Vinny was out on the trip also.
There's Ellis.
Said this before, we throw around the term with your crowd, the older crowd of ex-players, Huey. Oh, he looks like he could still play. Ellis Burks looks like he could still play.
But Vinny's there too.
Vinny looks like he could still play. You look like you could still play.
I guarantee I can't.
You guys are taking good care of yourselves. Proud of you.
Getting up there in age, we need to.
You got a little birthday coming tomorrow, dude.
Yes, I do.
Ooh, Charlie almost left early.
He did. He timed this. So you get, most pitchers will come set, and then if you can count in your head 1001, 1002, when they get to 2, if you take off, 9 times out of 10, they're going to deliver the ball to the plate. But you just get so jumpy, you think there's no way I've left too early. Simon, for a big guy, has quick feet. He's caught 5 guys trying to steal by just doing that, where he hold the ball or you don't think he's going to spin fast enough.
He hasn't been a starter since 2011 till this year. That's a base hit for Drew Stubbs. The Rockies have 2 men on, nobody out here in the 3rd with Morneau coming up. That's snapped. An 0 for 17 slide for Stubbs. Auto glass issues, call Safelight 303-287-5000 online at safelight.com. Morneau bounced to short his first time up. Yesterday he was held, I put that in quotations, to 1 hit, and he also has intentionally walked. It snapped a string of 6 straight games of at least 2 hits, which was the longest since 2002 when Larry Walker had 7 straight multi-hit games. Suffice it to say, Morneau is swinging the bat great, and there's a base hit as evidence. Blackman will be held at third. Perfect throw coming in from Jay Bruce. They're loaded up for Arenado with nobody out. Well, let's take a look at our Steel Tee heating and air cool stat. Never a trip charge for a repair. $69 value. Steel Tee, the T stands for trust. Go to steeltee.com. Since August the 6th, Morneau hitting .563. Dickerson on the list at .438.
3 first basemen on that list with Freddie Freeman and Adrian Gonzalez.
3 straight singles have greeted Simon here in the bottom of the 3rd. Arenado hit the ball in the air to right.
On the last 2 with Drew Stubbs, that was hit too hard for Charlie to get to 3rd, and then Morneau hit it too hard for Charlie to score.
Arenado hitting .343 with men on base, period, which is one of the best marks in the league. Got a lot of men on base right now.
Yeah, and if you hit the ball in the outfield, Todd Frazier in left field has a below average arm. Pretty good arms in center field and, of course, right field with Jay Bruce. So Ryan Ludwig in left field. Not a good arm.
Popped up, and this is not very deep. Hamilton can throw at center, and 1 out.
And that's why he took that ball. He called off Ludwig, said, I've got it. I've got some momentum going towards home. I have the stronger arm. Let me take it.
And now Corey Dickerson. Well, that's frustrating when you get an opportunity with the bases loaded and nobody out, and you're unable to drive anybody in. So it's still 2-1, and here's Dickerson. Corey is hitting .377 this year with men on base. The only man better in the league is Justin Morneau. Morneau's hitting .381 with men on base. Dickerson doubled his first time. That would be handy right here.
Let's see if they go to something off speed instead of a fastball like he hit for the double. No, they came back with the heater again. Didn't think they'd get to it. They challenged him.
Dickerson's not going to get cheated. Justin Morneau with that base hit, by the way, folks, is now hit in 9 straight ball games. Outfield straight up for Dickerson. Showed you a spray chart in San Diego. He hits the ball to all fields. And this ball's in the air to left. This is going to get a right. This will get a run home. Catch is made out there by Bruce. And in comes Blackman to tie up the game. So Dickerson with his 51st RBI. Also tagging and moving to 3rd was Stubbs.
Nice piece of hitting from Corey. High fives in the dugout, of course. No, I just need to get it in the air deep enough because Charlie has the wheels to score.
See if Willeen can throw out another 2-out hit. He had an RBI double in the second inning, behind in the count 1-2.
There's also some more pressure on Mesoraco now with the Stubbs moving up to third. He calls for a slider or curveball. He buries it. He's going to have to block it.
This ball bounced to third, and Cincinnati gets the force at second. Rockies loaded it up with nobody out. They could produce just 1 run. They do tie it up 2-2 as we go to the fourth. Among Major League Baseball owners today in Baltimore.
We've just concluded our special Major League meeting, and Mr. Rob Manfred has been elected the 10th Commissioner of Baseball.
I have to say I'm tremendously honored by the confidence that the owners showed in me today, electing me to be the 10th Commissioner of Baseball. I agree with Bill. I have very big shoes to fill in following Commissioner Seelig. I hope that I will perform as the 10th Commissioner in a way that will add to his great legacy. Thank you very much.
So Rob Manfred, who has been the right-hand man to Bud Selig for many years and has played a very important role in the labor peace over the last 20 years, which is a large part of Bud Selig's legacy, will take over when Bud officially retires in the offseason. And I'm a big fan of Bud Selig. I think he's done a tremendous job, and he's navigated some tough waters, particularly early on. So here are the 9 that preceded Rob Manfred. Go back, Fay Vincent, Bart Giamatti, unfortunately had a very short tenure. Peter Ueberroth from Olympic fame was Commissioner of Baseball as well. All the way back to Kennesaw Mountain Landis. And it was the Black Sox scandal of 1919 which prompted baseball to say, we need somebody out front in charge. And that's when Judge Kennesaw Mountain Landis was elected the first Commissioner of Baseball in 1921. But Bud Selig, the former owner of the Milwaukee Brewers, ended up being commissioner far longer than he anticipated, and he oversaw some great changes in the game, a playoff format to the toughest drug testing in major professional sports.
Yeah, from canceling the World Series to, as you mentioned, now 20 years of labor peace. I think that's the key for me, and hopefully Fred will take that along, because baseball doesn't need that again. I mean, both sides are you know, they're getting enough. So make sure you can work together for the greater good of the game.
Well, there's a new head of the Players Association, and another guy that I know I speak for you in this, we have great respect for, in Tony Clark. Tony took over there. Rob Manfred is a guy that knows Tony very well. And from a fan standpoint, if you're sitting at home right now, you're saying, well, what does that mean, this change ultimately? What does it mean to me? Well, I think labor piece is most important for anybody, because we saw baseball nearly tear the sport down with so many work stoppages and famously the lost World Series of 1994. You can't have that.
No.
There's so much money in sports now. You got to find a way that you can divide it up without it interfering with the games that people love, because you're not going to get any sympathy from fans.
Neither side wins.
Exactly right. There's just too much money.
Yeah, neither side wins, and that's a good thing about having both Tony Clark for the Players Association and Rob Manfred. They've been on both sides, where they've seen the bad side of it, they've seen the peace on the other side, where they can work across the aisle, basically.
2-2, and Ludwig bounces it to third. This is not an easy play unless your name is Nolan Arenado. Then he makes it look routine.
Well, and he got a sideways hop off the grass, because he was coming in thinking, oh, well, I'll have a backhand, but it'll be at my chest. Off the end of the bat, you get the cue shot. So that ball is spinning every single direction. It's actually started in foul territory and came back into fair, and then kicks again, where he has to reach down by his shins and still throw it out. I mean, that's just something you can't teach. It's just natural ability that was given to you.
1 out, Skip Schumacher at the plate. Actually, let me correct that. It's 2 outs. That was just Skip, who watched getting thrown out. This is Christopher Negron coming up. There's a good play again.
And he's thrown out by 2 steps.
And Negron rolls one to short. Culberson's got it, sets his feet, fastball to first. And a very strong inning for De La Rosa. Rockies 2 and the Cincinnati Reds 2 as we go to the bottom of the 4th.
Bottom 4, Reds and Rockies. This is the Retire 17 weekend. We're going to show you a lot of highlights of Todd Helton. We might as well start with his very first game. Let's go back to August 2nd, 1997. Called up, makes his debut at Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh. Second at bat, gets his first knock, a single, and in his 4th at bat, off of Mark Wilkins, we'll show you the home run, the first of his 369 of his career. Drew and Jeff, everybody's pretty fired up for Todd to be here on Sunday, and the entire weekend is going to be festive.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. There's Culberson punching a single to right to lead things off in the 4th. And there's where the retired number will be unveiled.
It's above the visitor bullpen.
Yep, and you know the 42 obviously represents Jackie Robinson. The KSM represents the late president Kelly Scott McGregor, and I think there's number 17 under that tarp. Just guess.
Well, it's probably a pretty good guess. I do know this, so they put that tarp over there and they put a couple padlocks on it, though.
Did they?
Yes. Make sure nobody just accidentally kind of peels it back and sees what's underneath it.
Yeah, that makes sense. This is gloved by Simon. Terrible throw, goes into short center field. Culberson to third, DJ to second. Thank you very much. The team with the best fielding percentage in the National League just committed an ugly error.
Second error this season on Simon, 56th for the Reds. At a .988 fielding percentage. This leads the National League second in all of baseball. Back up the middle. Simon has time to set his feet, and he just buries it in the ground. He didn't know who he was throwing it to. Was it going to be Skip Schumacher or Zach Cozart?
Throw it in the middle and let them make the decision.
Right. That's miscommunication on their part. Somebody else has to. You have to decide before that play happens who has the bag. Either way, though, is a horrible throw.
De La Rosa. Why wouldn't you bring the infield in here, Huey, with the pitcher up?
I don't know. I mean, you're giving him a freebie just to get the ball on the ground.
Would you bring the infield in here? Now, if it was a position player, I would. 2-2 in the fourth inning. But with a pitcher, I would. And generally, you see that. Brian Price has elected not to do that.
Especially after his first at bat where he chopped one to shortstop.
And you have good speed at third.
If you can't pull it to the right side, DJ can move up.
1-1. And De La Rosa will not run at all. I guarantee you that.
It'll be a jog down the line, and it rightfully so.
If you're wondering why I'm saying that, he twinged his hamstring trying to beat out that chopper that Huey was describing in the second inning.
Go ahead and call his first RBI of the season right here. Once he gets a strike. Back in the second inning, this was what we were referencing. Right there, he pulls up, reaches back for his right hamstring.
Didn't he do that, Jeff, earlier this season? Kind of a similar thing, and he pitched through it.
I think it was his right one, too. Same hamstring.
One. De La hit it hard, but foul. 2-2 on De La Rosa. Culberson a leadoff single, and then after that error by Simon, LeMahieu's in second and third. Stu Cole. Some instruction to Charlie Culberson.
He's saying anywhere up the middle. You have to see it by the pitcher. And also don't let it, if it's into the first or third baseman, don't get thrown out at home.
And Simon gets the strikeout. One out as De La Rosa is gone. That's the second strikeout for Alfredo Simon. And that'll bring up Charlie Blackmon, who's 1 for 2. He singled and scored last inning. Wells Fargo customers get your 2-for-1 Rockies club level tickets today by going to wellsfargo.com/Rockies. Wells Fargo Bank, member FDIC. Chance for more ribbies for Charlie, who's driven in 57. Most of that work out of the top spot in the lineup. Tonight is game number 121 for the Rockies. Blackman has played in 115. That's more than anybody else on the club. DJ LeMahieu's next at 114. That's coming into today, so it's 116 and 115 respectively. Here's the 0-1.
And the only guy that has over 400 at bats.
And then just guess for me who you think is third in games played on the Rockies. You'll be very surprised.
Third.
Blackman's number 1. LeMahieu's number 2. Who do you think's third?
Corey.
I would have guessed Dickerson also. It's not Dickerson. It's inside. 2-1.
Stubbs.
Not Stubbs.
You're just going to make me go down the
Go
whole
the whole roster until you get it right. Brandon Barnes.
Well, a lot of pinch hits.
A lot of pinch.
That's where it
hit
is.
it. You know, pinch hit opportunities. A lot of pinch hits also. Barnes has played in 104. Next is Morneau at 103. Stubbs at 98. Dickerson at 95. It's fouled off out of play. Obviously, Tulowitzki's season ends. He'll play 91 games. Cargo has played in 70 games. Whether or not he plays in any more is a legitimate question.
Yeah, as Drew mentioned earlier in the broadcast, we'll have some more information on Cargo. Hopefully post-game. He's going to meet with the doctors, the trainers, and map out a course of action. Talking about the knee tendonitis for Cargo.
De La Rosa leads the club with 25 starts. Franklin Morales is next with 17. Rockies trying to take the lead here. 2-2 count on Blackman. One out. Culberson at third. LeMahieu's at second. Blackman hitting .400 against the Reds this year with a couple of home runs.
Interleague play continues when the Kansas City Royals come to town August 19th and 20th. Coca-Cola value packs are available for both games. Get your tickets today. That is next Tuesday and Wednesday.
This is in the air down the left field line, and it's going to end up in the seats.
Should have said the first place Kansas City Royals.
First place Kansas City Royals. How about that?
Half-game lead going into tonight over Detroit. Detroit did win 5-2, but also Kansas City beat Oakland 7-3. So it stays at a half game.
Dodgers beat Atlanta earlier tonight in the ATL 6-4.
Game started at 10 or 10:30 our time. One of those noon starts in Atlanta.
Jeff, Subaru brings you the manager's challenge. If there's a questionable call, instant replay will be used to determine the outcome. It's brought to you by Subaru. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
It was used in the first inning yesterday in the San Diego game. First hitter for the Padres. A challenge at first base.
That's right.
It was overturned. Originally called out. Called safe.
This ball pulled foul. You know, now both guys are going to have to take a siesta. I mean, they've been up there battling so long. Let's call a timeout, sit down in lawn chairs for a moment.
Yeah, and what was that, the third or fourth time that the catcher's gone out to talk to the pitcher? All over this fourth strike zone.
Simon's been good on the road this year, 7-3 at 289 earned run average, but not very good since the All-Star break. In fact, he's gone 5 innings or less in 4 of his last 5 starts. He's got him on the ropes here in the 4th. Pulled toward first, that'll get a run home. Frazier goes to the bag, and the Rockies take a 3-2 lead. RBI for Blackmon is his 58. Culberson scores the run. There's the locks.
There it is. Yeah, there's a couple locks on that. Make sure nobody gets to it.
Whoa.
Heads up.
Way inside on Drew. It's 2-0. DJ's at third. Rockies have moved ahead 3-2. Scored a single run in the second, the third, now here in the 4th after trailing 2-0. Snap a 3-game slide. 2-1.
I like the way they've done the last couple runs. Of course, you had the double to score the first one, but then there was a sac fly last inning. This inning so far was just a ground ball to the first baseman. Take advantage of the miscue by Simon.
You know, it's something they couldn't do on the road.
No.
And they played a lot of tight baseball games, particularly in San Diego, which is pretty typical. But they struck out 68 times on the road trip, and the majority of those came in San Diego.
37.
Get the ball in play,
right.
And just like tonight, some good things happen. 3-2 on Stubbs. Drew's due for a big fly. It's been a little while.
Certainly like to do it against this former club. Always a little more incentive for a player when you're going up against them and you're saying, hey, this is what you had. I'm going to show you.
Back up the middle, RBI single, Drew Stubbs against his former club. Make it 4-2, RBI number 32 for the native of Atlanta, Texas. Smile.
It's
there
okay.
You go. It's good. That's it's all good.
Kind of like the theme of the night for the offense. Not big swings, not wild swings. Just controlled ones on the Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo. That's the best feeling when you hit that ball and you know immediately that it's going to be a base hit. You're running down the line. Saying, I got base hit, put my club up by 2 and an RBI.
See if Drew looks to run here. 2-run lead, 2 outs. Got Morneau at the plate. Stubbs with 14 stolen bases. You have a big left-handed bat at the plate, which makes it a little bit more difficult for a catcher.
Just a blind spot. You have to rely on the infielders to help you out.
Plus, any sort of pitch, middle in, you feel like you have to move to the third base side to clear your arm.
Right, because the hitter doesn't have to get out of the way. If he just stays in his position, it's not interference.
This is a huge chopper, and just in time, Cozart's able to tag the bag before Stubbs gets there. In the inning, the Rockies manufacture a couple of runs. They have a 4-2 lead. Colorado Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by the Ford F-150. It's not just a truck, it's an F-150 and it's built Ford tough. By Southwest Airlines, find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. Rockies have taken a 4-2 lead on the Reds. First of 4 between Colorado and Cincinnati. Drew Goodman, Jeff Houston, Mark Stout. Thursday night, Lodo in search of win number 12. Jorge De La Rosa gave up 2 in the second inning. 2 runs on 3 hits overall. It's Zach Cozart, Alfredo Simon, and Billy Hamilton here in the 5th inning. De La Rosa 56 pitches in.
Well, it's good to see too, because this is his 3rd inning since he came out with that hamstring that was bothering him after running down the line.
Cozart bounces it foul, and it's now 0-2. This is a July 11th. That's what we were referencing earlier, that it's the 2nd time he's done that. You're right, Jeff. You have a good memory. It was his right hamstring.
Well, he went on to pitch really well that night, just like he has tonight, except for that hit.
Well, that was too good on an 0-2 delivery. A leadoff single for Cozart.
Back on July 11th, there was 6 innings, 6 hits, just 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts that evening.
6-2 final. It's 5th inning, so Toyota Talk inning. Alfredo Simon at the plate.
He went.
A Braves fan here. Do you like the new lower scoring humidor era of the Rockies, or do you miss the old no lead is safe era? I like the fact that, listen, this is still a great offensive park, but I like the fact that there are more traditional baseball games played here on a more regular basis than prior to 2002.
I would agree completely. I mean, it's not arena baseball where
right.
You just pile up the runs and hold on.
And I think Walt Weiss would agree also. Even though when Walt played here, of course, Walt wasn't a power hitter, but it was the era of the Blake Street Bombers pre-humidor. Blake Street Bombers would have done a lot of damage even after the humidor. There's the bunt by Simon, And a good throw to second on to first. Close at first. Real close. Called safe by Quinn Walcott. Did he beat that? Let's see if he beat that.
See the replay at first.
Yep, he got down.
He did get down the line trying to catch a guy napping, but with the bunt to De La Rosa, notice where he is. He's already looking towards second. Look at that. That's perfect on his part, because if he thinks I'm going to first and then tries to readjust going to second, it's not going to work. Two things happen. You have to set up for that throw, but now you have the pitcher running instead of Zach Kozar.
Billy Hamilton at the plate, 1 for 2. Another question. What festivities will take place during Sunday's Todd Helton's retire his number ceremony? Well, there's going to be speeches. You know what? We're going to be surprised also. I would like to give you more details, but I know that plenty is planned. And you'll have to either watch out there on Root Sports. We'll have complete coverage for you. Special 1-hour edition of our pregame show. Or come on out to the ballpark.
I do know that all the baseballs used in the game that day will have a number 17 logo on them.
On Hamilton, fouled off. Oh, we had 2 ricochets, and finally the fumble was recovered. And nobody is going to fumble that little guy.
Hi.
Okay, stop bouncing. I just ate dinner. Mom, that's clearly your hand, not mine. Hamilton pops it up. DJ going out, and Blackman's playing pretty shallow. Charlie will make the play. 2 outs. Twitter talk continues. How many trainers work with the Rockies players? Do they give Wall input on who should sit out a game? Absolutely. Keith Duggar's the head trainer. Scotty Garrett is his longtime assistant. There's Keith on the left. Brian Jordan is on the right. He is the strength coach for the Rockies, and you can kind of see Scotty leaning there in between the two. Now, Scotty Murayama is the rehab coordinator. He'll spend a lot of time in extended spring, and now he's been up here quite a bit working with guys that are injured. And then each minor league affiliate has their own trainer.
Yeah, and a lot of times they have their own strength guy too. I know Scotty Murayama is on his way to Vail as we speak. He's going up there to be with Tulo for his surgery tomorrow.
Yeah, and there, I mean, the conversations between Doogie and Scotty and Walt are, I mean, ongoing. I mean, not only daily, but literally, you know, Walt went over and asked those guys, all right, what's the deal with De La Rosa? And he wants to know from a medical standpoint. And then after every game, I've been in the office and stepped out when Keith would come in, and he'll give a full report on who had what. Sometimes it's stuff the manager wouldn't know. You know, somebody throwing in the bullpen came up a little bit sore.
It helps him determine what his lineup might be the next day. I mean, to have that information the night before.
Yeah, that's a great point, Huey. You know this from playing more than a decade. If you look at Cargo, it may be enough, as simple as you know, a player won't ask out, but Keith will say, hey, listen, it looks like so-and-so's running on fumes right now. He could use a day.
Yeah, and that's helpful for the player, too, because if you know you're going to get a day off, it's really nice to know the night before. You know, I've had some managers who do that. They'll tell a player, hey, you're not going to play tomorrow. I'm going to play so-and-so. And so that guy can just mentally also check out for a half a day.
Sure. 1-2. Swung on and missed. De La Rosa strikes out Bruce. Second strikeout of the ball game for De La Rosa. And the Rockies lead at 4-2, middle of 5. Purple line signifies that. You were asking about that earlier. That's the pitch at 280. As we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, the Rockies leading 4-2. Let's take a look at the CenturyLink link to what's next. Here's the pitching matchup tomorrow. Franklin Morales will go for the Rockies, and Johnny Cueto, who's had a special year, Jeff, he'll go for Cincinnati.
Well, Cueto was an all-star, just couldn't go because of an injury, and that's why the guy tonight, Alfredo Simon, stepped into his cleats to go out there to the All-Star game. But Cueto, 182 batting average against. He's been everything and then some for Cincinnati. So Frankie's going to have his hands full tomorrow night.
And I think, and we'll check the numbers tomorrow, if he had a little better run support, I mean, you're talking about a guy instead of 14-6, it could be 17-2, something ridiculous right now. He's been that good. Nolan Arenado, a couple of fly balls in the game. This ball is fouled off right in front of us. Rockies up 4-2. Arenado, Dickerson, Willeen Rosario against Alfredo Simon in the 5th. Curveballs inside.
2008 to 2013, Simon had only made 19 starts. He was 3-9 with a 5.15 ERA, and already he's made 24 starts. So that's why some people are questioning now in the second half. Is it because he's tired? Because he's only been really a reliever in his career? Or is he just not making his pitches? I think it's a combination of both. You know, it's tough to prepare for something that you've never experienced before.
I think sometimes we always want an easy answer to questions that are more complex. I'll give you an example. After the All-Star game, the slugger that doesn't hit a lot of home runs, You know, Todd Frazier's one of those. What a diving stop by Negron. He's not going to be able to throw out Nolan. Great play to even get to that baseball. So it's a base hit for Arenado.
Ow, that just looked like it was painful. Watch his back get torqued on the Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo when he hits the ground. Oh, the feet come up. You're trying to roll over, grab the baseball, and make a throw on the money. I mean, to even get it that close. This is how it is at real speed. It's an athletic play.
Yeah, when those legs kick up, you're right. That torqued the lower back. He looks to be okay.
He's young.
Yep. Just to finish the thought, you know, we always want to give a reason as to why a guy's power numbers, say, drop off in the second half. Todd Frazier's hit 1 home run since the All-Star break. Guess what? He was in the home run derby and messed with his swing. You know what?
No.
You ask Todd Frazier, and he'll say it has nothing to do with that.
He says as much, because even in the minor leagues, one time he went a stretch of over 100 at bats without hitting a home run. I mean, it happens. You're gonna go into some peaks and some valleys, and for Todd Frazier, Simon, it's just what it is. You know what? The first 10,000 to the Rockies Royals game on Tuesday, August 19th, will receive a coupon for a $1 hot dog. Get your tickets now for Hebrew National $1 hot dog.
That looks like one of those dogs that Frazier eats, except there's no mayo.
No mayo. That looked like that was from the rooftop.
Dickerson, 7 career games against the Reds as he fouls this one off. Has hit .458 with 3 home runs and 7 driven in.
Oh, this is no fun. We'll even slow it down more on the Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo to see how painful it is. Ow. That's why you have to be tough to be a catcher.
Called Tools of Ignorance.
Among
Who
other
came up
things.
with that slogan? Surely somebody who did catch. 1-2 on Corey.
So we slowed it down. Now we'll show it at normal speed. Those are the ones right by the jaw area that really rattle the teeth in the jaw.
Those who played football, you remember making a tackle and it knocks the, feel like it knocks them back in your molars and your rattles the molars. That's kind of how it feels like for a catcher. 3-2. It was Bill Dickey. Thank you, Dougie, the Yankee great catcher who coined the phrase tools of ignorance. You know what Dougie is?
A know-it-all?
He's he carries with him a plethora of useless information. No, I'm kidding. Tonight it was useful. Lindsay would tell you it's useless, but for us it's useful.
What would we do without Dougie?
Well, we did without him in San Diego, and we were complaining he wasn't there.
It's nice to have him back.
I know this much, we wouldn't eat as well. This ball lined to left field, but it's right at Ludwig. Dougie, they want to do a kind of a faux. Here's what happened. Doug, do it in slow motion. Doug, you walked
like
in.
The Mike Shaw Supermo.
Show what page you were going to nicely. And it spun open, and then all of a sudden Bill Dickey was there. You know what he turned to? He turned to one of his old favorites. Doug broke into the business working for the Mets. He told this story.
Yes.
He told some great stories about Ralph Kiner, the late Ralph Kiner, Hall of Famer with the Pittsburgh Pirates, longtime broadcaster with the Mets. And the first page that falls open, Kiner's Corner.
Doug used to go get the guys after the game to take them on the corner.
Yeah. And the reason it was called Kiner's Corner, when this ball roped to left, when Ralph was hitting all those home runs at Forbes Field in Pittsburgh, he pulled a lot of them to that corner, and they called it Kiner's Corner. That was 369 home runs in 10 years, and then his knees went.
And that was always the highlight. You know, when you're playing the Mets or for the Mets, am I going to be on Kiner's Corner? Because that's a huge honor.
Big deal.
Big deal.
Big deal to be on Kiner's Corner. Nobody turned Ralph down. And Helton also finished. I forgot about that. Todd also finished tied with Ralph Kiner, 369 home runs.
Show him a sticky note, because this is how we get a lot of our information from Doug.
Usually have to go, what is it?
His handwriting is not the or penmanship. What do they call it?
He's rewritten a few over the years. This ball's hit to deep left center field, and out it goes. Charlie Culberson with a 3-run jack, and the Rockies have opened up a 7-2 lead. Third home run of the year for Culberson. First time in a while we can hand out tacos tomorrow. Pleasing everybody.
Yeah, the 18th home run that Simon has given up. This is a no-doubter. Charlie, 95-mile-an-hour fastball, not a problem. Have a souvenir. Hands on the rooftop. Enjoying the scene.
You got to be happy for Culberson. Nice little move by Walt Weiss. Decided to give Charlie a start at shortstop tonight, and he has rewarded the manager with a couple of hits and a 3-run bomb, and Simon's going to get LeMahieu by a step. Charlie will surprise you. Remember
the home run to center field?
Yeah, the walk-off to dead center. This ball's hit a long way.
It is. See how he cleared the hips to get the hands to the baseball?
First home run for Culberson since June the 29th. That's a big fly right there.
That's big boy territory. That's where Carlos Gonzalez, when he was healthy, it was hitting him.
De La Rosa with a 7-2 lead, 2 outs. And Cargo saying, listen, man, that's where I go, dude.
I think he was also telling him, I like the way you just dropped the bat and started running. You knew it.
Two good guys right there. Two guys that always bring a smile to the ballpark. Charlie Culberson, Carlos Gonzalez. It's a grind. There's a lot of pressure, Jeff, right? Yeah, go easy. You don't turn off on the ground out, 4-3. So Culberson with a 3-run home run, and the Rockies now have a 5-run lead, 7-2 as we go to the 6th inning. Cap put the 7th inning stretch to good use. Sign up for First Bank's free checking at efirstbank.com. Rockies were behind 2-0. That's not the story anymore. They're ahead 7-2. Rosario has been involved offensively with a couple of hits. Charlie Blackmon a couple of hits, none larger than the 3-run home run a couple of moments ago. So the Rockies with 7 runs on 10 hits. Once again, they're beating up Alfredo Simon. Reds came in 60-60. They're down by 5 runs as they bat in the 6th inning. It'll be Frazier, Mesoraco, Ryan Ludwig, 3, 4, and 5 to face Jorge De La Rosa. Looking at this book, which is a great book, the New Dixon Baseball Dictionary, which has been around for a long time. So it's not necessarily new. This is a shattered bat. Look out. Culberson, boy, that's a great job. Well, he kept his focus because the barrel was beating the baseball to him. That's not easy.
The cut fastball on the hands of Todd Frazier. Subaru Supermo. He's left with just the handle. But then as it goes out to Charlie, look at the barrel go traveling right with it. So Charlie, he's thinking, oh, what do I have to do? I've got to dodge the bat. Slides by. But now the bat's right behind him, but his focus had to be still on the baseball.
That's a really good job. That's not easy. 1 out. Mesoraco at the plate for 1 and a walk. So I came to Wee Willie Keeler in here.
Okay.
The original Hit 'em Where They Ain't. How big was Wee Willie Keeler?
Not very big.
No, he wasn't. I'm looking for more specific, a more specific response.
You didn't say that. You just said how big.
He hit .432 in 1897. Wee Willie was
5'5", 5'6",
5'4.5", 140 pounds.
That was later in his career. When he signed, he was 5'6".
He shrunk. Two balls and a strike on Mesoraco. Thanks for tweeting us your questions during the top of the 5th inning during Toyota Talk. For more answers, visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/RootSportsRM.
Late call for C.B. Buckner.
3-2. Brian Price not happy with CB.
Watch Devin take off. It was a ball that was out of the forward strike zone. You got yourself back into it.
Here's the 3-2. Fouled off. How much bench jockeying goes on in the big leagues, Huey?
I don't think there's as much now as there used to be. There used to be a lot when you'd go to the plate.
Got him. Strike 3, outside corner. Mesoraco is going to walk off, and he has to be diplomatic because he has to work with C.B. Buckner in the next few innings behind the plate. 2 outs. 3rd strikeout for De La Rosa.
Caught the black outside. Devin's still thinking about that pitch 2 pitches ago that was up.
That's a strike.
That is a strike, but I know what Meserosko's saying. Wait a second, I should be on first base, and I'm not. Now I'm walking back to the dugout. But you're right, he's got to be diplomatic, because he's going to go behind the plate next inning wanting those pitches for his pitcher.
That's right. Ryan Ludwig at the plate. He takes inside ball 1.
To get back to your point a moment ago, I think with interleague play and as much movement as there is between guys and leagues and teams now, there's just not that same bantering that goes on that there used to be.
How often would it cross the line from good-natured to edgy?
A lot. And that's why you had to have a thick skin. Because then sometimes you'd give it right back. It wasn't it probably crossed the line of PG, even PG-13.
I thought it was all R and beyond, no?
Well, yeah. But truth be told, that's probably where it ended up. I used to have to tell my kids when they'd come in the clubhouse, what you hear in the clubhouse stays here. Don't take it to school.
Right.
Otherwise, mom's not going to let you come back into the clubhouse.
3 balls and a strike on Ludwig. The unique distinction of being a right-handed hitter and a left-handed thrower.
Ricky Henderson was that.
Yes, he was.
I think Mark Carrion was that way too.
Cleon Jones with the New York Mets. Batted right, through lefty. See a lot of guys the other way. I got 3 of those. I got 3 of those at home.
And people ask me, because I hit left-handed through right-handed, obviously playing the infield, but they say, how'd you learn it? Well, my oldest brother was left-handed, so it was just easier for him to teach me how to hit his way.
It's fouled off.
Well, we've been talking about Retire 17 all weekend. Get to the ballpark early this Sunday, August 17th. That's the first 15,000 will receive a Retire 17 bobblehead gnome, courtesy of Coca-Cola. Gates will open 2 hours prior to game time and be in your seats to witness the first ever jersey retirement ceremony in Rockies history.
Wow, that's not going to stay in the ballpark. That's close to the concourse. Solo shot. Ryan Ludwig is 7th of the year, and it's 7-3.
The difference between these last innings is the Rockies had the 3-run home run. This is just a solo shot. You don't like to give them up, but if you're going to do it, just make sure it's just the guy at the plate.
Ludwig, the former Cardinal, has hit 12 home runs, knocked in 40 in 40 career games against the Rockies. Skip Schumacher is grounded out twice. Robbed of a base hit his last time up by Nolan Arenado.
Speed up the bat of Ludwig, but he gets all of this. About 3 rows shy of the concourse.
.94-mile-an-hour fastball from De La Rosa on pitch number 88.
Right in your living room.
Two strikes on Schumacher. Outside, also at 94, 1 and 2 on Skip. out of this inning. You probably can get one more inning out of Jorge if you're Walt.
Sure. Next pitch will be number 90.
Two balls, two strikes. The Ford Strike Zone is powered by Built Ford Tough trucks. Built better, built stronger, built Ford Tough. No wonder the Ford F-Series are the best-selling trucks 17 years in a row. On the ground to short. Culberson. Good play. Really good play. In the inning, Ryan Ludwig hit a solo home run. It's 7-3 Colorado. Middle of 6. The top of the order up. Jorge De La Rosa, despite a twinge of his right hamstring, trying to leg out a base hit earlier in the ball game, has pitched very effectively. Plenty of offense tonight against Alfredo Simon. He's now out of there, and J.J. Hoover will make his 43rd appearance for Cincinnati. Charlie Blackmon again will lead things off.
Pitched yesterday, an inning, couple strikeouts. 27-year-old, been a lot of games this year for Cincinnati. Hoover, fastball, curveball, slider. Fastball will be 93 to 97 miles an hour. Big, slow, looping curve. Randall Simon this year against Colorado, 8 innings, 18 hits, 10 earned runs, and 11.25 ERA.
No, he's not pitched well against the Rockies, and of great concern now to the Reds and Brian Price is that in the second half period he hasn't pitched well. It's going to be 6 straight starts that he has really struggled.
Well, and then also Homer Bailey was just put on the DL, so they're missing him. They're looking at probably Dylan Axelrod to throw on Saturday. He was the International League Pitcher of the Week last week, but still, you're talking about a guy that's thrown a couple no-hitters in Homer Bailey and a guy named Dylan that haven't seen yet.
2-strike count on Blackmon against J.J. Hoover. So Simon goes 5 innings, 7 runs, 10 hits, a walk, which was intentional, a couple of strikeouts. Hoover strikes out Blackmon to begin the 6th inning. Drew Stubbs will be next. Drew had an RBI base hit in the 4th. He also has a single in the 3rd, 2 for 3 against his former club. Doug did some research of non-pitchers. There have been 56 players, just 56, in the history of the game that hit right-handed but threw left-handed.
56.
56. The most famous you mentioned is Ricky Henderson. I don't know if there's any other Hall of Famers. Is there any other Hall of Famers, Doug? Al Chase. Al at first base barely. High throw from Negron. Stubbs retired. That'll bring up Morneau.
Did his foot come off the bag? Boy, that's real close. Oh, Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo. Tough to tell if that.
Looks like the toe may still be on the bag. I don't know. I don't think it's worth losing your challenge.
Well, it is the sixth inning, though.
You know what? You're right. It is the sixth inning.
It's too late now. Pitch has been thrown.
0-1 on Justin, who's 1 for 3. There have been about, 6 guys who produced over 1,000 hits who hit righty and threw lefty. Ricky Henderson, who had 3,055 hits. Jimmy Ryan, 2,555 hits. He was late in the 20th century primarily. Hal Chase, early 20th century, had 2,158. Rube Bressler, Cleon Jones, and Hick Carpenter, who was in the 19th century. Ludwig has 908 hits. He's high up on that list, top 10. Mark Carrion's on that list. This ball in the air to left. And that's all for the Rockies in the 6th inning. We turn the page to inning number 7. The Rockies 7 and the Reds 3. And Greenwood Village. Rockies have broken out a bit offensively. They have 7 runs tonight. Dickerson a double, Rosario a double. He has a couple of hits. Blackman's been involved. Morneau with another base hit. Stubbs a couple of hits, including an RBI single. The big blow, a 3-run home run off the bat. Charlie Culberson. Rockies up 7-3. That's our Cooney Lexus look back. And we go to the top of the 7th inning. Chris Negron, Zach Cozart, and then we'll get a pinch hitter in the pitcher's spot. Rockies hitting that magic number of 7 for the first time in 19 days.
It's got to feel good for everybody. Jimmy Wright on the phone down in the bullpen. Boone Logan, the left-handers up. Yes, indeed, it is Boone. But for De La Rosa, his last 3 starts, he's 0-2. All 3 of those starts had been on the road. Been getting much run support, just 2.9 runs per game. Tonight, big 7 spot.
Negron, a couple of ground outs. See his full name there, Christopher. He actually prefers that.
Spelled with a K because his mom's first name starts with a K. That's how they got the Christopher out of it.
On the outside corner, good pitch. Playing third tonight. He was a shortstop throughout the minor leagues. The Red Sox organization initially. 7th round pick in 06 by the Red Sox. And he's gone. 4th strikeout for Jorge. And that'll bring up Zach Cozart.
Defensive swing. It was just a check swing. Couldn't hold up on the slider. Didn't recognize it. Just walked back to the dugout.
Anthony's 1 ball 1 strike on Cozart.
That last strikeout now. Jorge has had 10 consecutive starts of 6+ innings or more.
You know what you're going to get. Well, that means so much to a manager. It means a lot to the whole club when you got a guy that you know is going to keep you in a game, and more often than not, if you get him a few runs, you're going to be shaking hands at the end of the night.
Well, and the other thing too is he's battling through this leg thing, so you know that he wants to be out there.
He likes to compete. Blackman makes the catch. 2 outs in the 7th. Ramon Santiago is going to be the pinch hitter here with 2 outs. And this is our injury report brought to you by University of Colorado Health. And I'm sure you're aware of this by now. Troy Tulowitzki has a tear, they believe, in his labrum in his hip. And he's going to have surgery tomorrow morning in Vail. That will end his season. The rehab time is approximately 5 months, which, if all goes well, should allow him to be on schedule to be a full participant in spring training. Last pitch was number 100, and it's in there for a strike on Ramon Santiago. One of 3 pinch hitters on the bench tonight for Brian Price in his first year as manager. Took over for Dusty Baker. I think Dusty will reemerge, don't you?
I think so. With a year off, get refreshed, recharged.
He's a good manager for a long time.
You know, and for different clubs, he's seen it all. But I just think that, you know, taking a step back for a year, there's nothing wrong with that.
Dusty's probably doing a lot of fishing, riding his motorcycle in Northern California is my guess.
I was with him over in Chicago when he came to manage the Cubs. Just watch the way he went about his everyday routine, what he did with the club during spring training and how he handled that.
Players like playing for him.
They do. He's a player's manager, but he also knows when to be tough.
1-2 yank foul.
Good barehanded catch after it ricocheted off the second deck.
There aren't too many managers taking 3 different teams to the postseason. Strike 3. Dusty has great inning for De La Rosa. Perhaps his strongest of the night. It may be his last, but he gets 2 punch outs. He leads 7-3 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Time for the farmland. What's cooking down on the farm? Farmland, passion for pork since 1959. Well, we start in Grand Junction. They lost to Billings 7-2 in Game 1, and they lead 3-1 in the 4th inning of Game 2.
Yeah, they were rained out last night. That's why they have the double dip today.
Tri-Cities, Huey, they're scoreless in the 3rd with Spokane. Asheville
just keep rolling, don't they?
They're a juggernaut, aren't they? 8-2, they beat Augusta. Modesto's trailing Bakersfield 4-0 in the 3rd. In Tulsa, they're down 3-2 in the 9th inning to Midland, and Colorado Springs leads 1-0 in the 3rd against Sacramento. And John Gray went 5 1/3 tonight, allowed just 1 run. He had 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, so you know, a solid outing for John Gray. Michael Kadire was 0 for 4, by the way.
Michael, the plan for Michael is to travel back. Tomorrow's going to be a travel day, and then if he checks out okay, look for him to be in the lineup on Saturday for Cincinnati. Carlos Contreras, the right-hander, one of 5 that the Reds have in their bullpen. And he's allowed a run in each of his last 3 appearances. Some fist pumps and some handshakes for De La Rosa.
So De La goes 7 innings, Jeff. 3 runs on 5 hits. He walked 1 and struck out 5.
104 pitches, 67 for strikes.
A good outing for De La Rosa, in line for his 12th victory of the year. 2-0, and we may have a play.
Oh, it's over
going over our head. Do you have the glove out?
Well, I was a little late, a little tardy getting it out.
That's pretty good, though. You're fairly quick. I like that.
Well, baseball from earlier.
We'll take that out. You're going to catch one. You don't need another one in there.
I was ready for it, though.
I know you were. Arenado bounced it off the other direction.
1 deck above us. Watch the... Yep. I was ready, though.
So I think differently now. We get one every couple seasons in here, and now I think save my computer. This is off the end of the bat. Cue to Frazier, 1 out. Time for our AT&T fan photo. You can tweet your photos to #COFanPhoto for an opportunity to have it seen in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. And Nolan Arenado making this couple very happy. That's our AT&T fan photo of the night. 7-3 Colorado, 1 out. Corey Dickerson, double, and a run scored in the second, sac fly in the third inning, and a line drive to left in the 5th inning. Stepping in against Carlos Contreras. It's pulled foul, a great distance. Counting this up on our little pitching chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, Huey. 5, 6, 7. They have 7 guys that have hit at least 97 this year with their fastball in their either rotation or guys that work out of the bullpen. They have 2 that throw over 100. Obviously, Aroldis Chapman leads the way. He's averaging 100. He averages 100. In fact,
some nights he'll sit at 102.
Well, when he faced the Rockies, he returned from that scary head trauma in spring training against Colorado, and he threw 21 pitches against the Rockies and getting a save. There's Aroldis. And 15 of the 21 pitches were at 100 miles an hour or greater. That was back in May.
I've never faced anybody that touched 100 in my career. I couldn't even imagine standing in the box.
Well, especially you, because you hit left-handed. You don't want to face him from the left side. I don't know if you want to face him, period, but from the left side.
That's why it's nice to have the lead, so you don't have to worry about facing him in the 9th inning.
They have another kid who's lost 75 pounds. Jose Diaz.
Jumbo.
They call him Jumbo Diaz. He's lost 75 pounds. Still a big man. He throws 100. This ball is grabbed by Schumacher, and he just did get Dickerson. That's a terrific play by Skip Schumacher. He robs Corey of a base hit.
And Schumacher was originally an outfielder. And then Cincinnati moved him to the St. Louis had moved him to the infield to second base. That was an athletic play by a second baseman for Schumacher. He's in his career, he started in all 9 batting positions. He's played all 3 outfield positions and second base. He's also pitched 3 times. So talk about versatility.
He's one of Spilly's boys.
Yes.
He's a gaucho. Williams had a good night. RBI double in the second, behind in the count, 1 and 2, and he ripped a double to left center. Also a single in the 5th inning, and he came around on the Culberson home run. This ball's launched to left, stay fair. It's got a little too much hook on it. Looked like one of my drives, really.
No, it would have started hooking sooner.
All right, you know what? Ottavino and Boone Logan for the Rockies warming.
Right at you. I'd say this is a hook. This is more of a draw.
Well, that describes my shots perfectly then, right?
Well, yours is more of a spray.
The duck hook. Snappy. Two balls and a strike. Good to see Willeen stay off that inviting slider. Get some every so often.
Gets every hitter. You get in that mode where you'll take too many fastballs, but you swing at all the sliders and the breaking pitches, and you keep telling yourself don't do it, and you end up doing it.
Curveball for a strike. 2-2 on the Bull. With that fastball, 3-2. Pitching staff as a whole for Cincinnati's carried the Reds. They're fourth in the National League in ERA at 3.37 coming in. Just 12th in runs scored at 3.8 a game. Surprising given their ballpark. So Willie draws a walk with 2 outs, and that'll bring up Culberson. Been a nice night for Charlie.
Well, it has been 2 for 3, but none bigger than this home run in the 5th inning. I mean, you take it from a 4-2 game to a 7-2 game at the time.
Culberson. Swing by Culberson, 2-2. Auto glass damage, trust Safelight. Safelight.com. 303-287-5000 on the phone. Outside, 3-2. So Lean will be off with the pitch. Rockies ahead 7-3, bottom of inning number 7.
We're also going to move Todd Frazier back a couple strides. Not hold the lean on.
Strikeout Culberson ends the inning. We'll go to the 8th. The Rockies have a 4-run lead. They'll turn it over to the bullpen. Billy Hamilton will lead it off for Cincinnati. 4-3 over the Reds. First 4 ball games against Cincinnati. Fan Friday's back. It'll be here tomorrow, in fact. Tweet us your questions at RootSports_RM using the hashtag Toyota Talk for an opportunity to have your questions answered by us on the air during tomorrow's game against the Reds. Summer kind of winding down, makes me sad.
It does. A lot of kids going back to school. Yeah, the youngsters have started. Kids going off to college.
Yeah.
Sent one off this week. Have another one going on Saturday.
You have your last heading for his freshman year at Abilene Christian. How long before Cody's the mayor of Abilene, Texas?
Know. So all you parents out there know what you're going through. Boone Logan, 31st appearance of the season, 2-3 record. That's 3 losses. That ties a career high for him. Last time it happened was 2011.
Crowd of 32,538 at Coors Field this Thursday night. Wendy bringing some tissues with her for that drive.
Boy, yeah. Go down there after the game on Sunday, be down there Monday, come back Tuesday.
Do kids still bring trunks? Because my kids aren't, obviously, as you know, ready to go to college yet. Do kids bring trunks? Remember when you went to college with a big trunk?
No, it's not. It's the first thing they pack is the Xbox or the PlayStation with the TV and their computer.
Well, that's encouraging.
Yeah.
Are you going to study, or are you going to play video games for the next 4 years at my expense?
Well, it depends on how much they study.
2-1 on Billy Hamilton. As he goes off, and that's how the Reds go. He's in the air to pretty deep center field. Stubbs will get back, make the catch, 1 out. When he scores a run, the Reds are 31-18. When he does not, they're 29-42.
Well, think about the difference between Billy Hamilton and his on-base percentage at 287. And for a leadoff hitter, that's last in the major leagues. Last year they had Chu. Remember how good he was? A .415 on-base percentage.
He was great last year, yeah.
Signed that big contract. If you can get a leadoff hitter to do that, then it makes everybody else's job in that lineup so much easier.
Oh, 0-1 on Jay Bruce, 0 for 3. Real close. Called the ball, 1-1.
So if you're wondering what the on-base percentage is average for the National League leadoff hitter, is .325.
Yeah, and you used to think you want your leadoff guy to be on base at least 35% of the time. Hey, listen, the league average, the National League average batting average, 249.
Really?
249. Bruce right now, Jay Bruce hitting 35 points below where he hit last year. Actually below what his career numbers are. 08 through 13, 257 hitter. He's at 222 right now. Pretty much like that slider, it's 2-2.
See the front side flying open for Jay Bruce. His shoulder, his hips, not keeping anything closed. Just hope it stays that way for the next 4 days, 3.5 days.
Center field's going to stay up for Stubbs, 2 outs. Todd Frazier's 0 for 3. Strikeout, ground out to first, ground out to short. The Reds this year are hitting 243. And that's basically middle of the pack in the National League. Walt Weiss is going to make a pitching change here. Frazier and Mesoraco. These couple of hitters all right-handed. Adam Ottavino when we come back. 7-3 Colorado. Two outs in the 8th inning. Todd Frazier coming up against Adam Ottavino. The day after every Rockies victory, get 40% off your online order at Papa John's. Enter the promo code ROCKSWIN at papajohns.com. And the Rockies are winning by 4 right now. Frazier takes a slider for a strike from Ottavino.
57 games, not including tonight, for Adam. That's tied for 5th most in the major leagues. Also has 15 holds on the season, which leads the Rockies. Two nasty sliders.
And by and large, it's been a real good year for Ottavino. The first 2 months of the season, he was arguably the best setup guy in the National League. Certainly one of them. Hit a rough spot in June. He's recovered nicely of late. And the bullpen that has had a rough season. 1-2.
He's easily going to reach the 75 appearance plateau.
95-mile-an-hour fastball. That's all for Frazier. That's all for the Reds in the top of the 8th. 7-3 Colorado. May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Colorado Rockies. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning in lower downtown Denver. The Rockies leading the Reds 7-3 tonight. Drew Goodman, Jeff Houston, Mark Stout. DJ LeMahieu will lead things off. Ben Paulson's come out in the on-deck circle to hit for Adam Ottavino. Carlos Contreras continuing on. Second inning of work. DJ fouls that pitch back. Rockies behind 2-0 early in the baseball game. Got single runs in the second, third, 2 in the fourth, 3 in the fifth. Scored 4 straight innings to, at that point in time, take a 7-2 lead. Ryan Ludwig a solo home run to make it 7-3. That came in the 6th inning. 7 innings of very good work from Jorge De La Rosa. He's on the plus side. Alfredo Simon gave up all 7 runs for the Cincinnati Reds.
The Rockies in the Baseball Tomorrow Fund will hold their annual baseball equipment drive prior to the game on Saturday, August 16th against the Cincinnati Reds. New and used equipment can be dropped off at all gates. Proceeds benefit a precious child and the Jessica Waugh Give Sports Drive.
Mayhew got 1 out. And that'll bring up Ben Paulson. Ben yesterday made things interesting in the 9th inning with 2 outs. He threw out a base hit. Then Blackman followed with a double. Rockies were down 5-3. They had the go-ahead run up at Drew Stubbs, and unfortunately Drew fouled out down the right field line. Paulson has hit in 9 of the 10 games that he has an at bat. It's 2 for 3 as a pinch hitter.
Venture hasn't been intimidated by any of the big league pitchers. Very simple approach. Nice easy toe tap to make sure he gets the load that he needs. Troy Hawkins ready for the 9th inning.
Strike 3 on Paulson. It's the 3rd strikeout for Contreras. In fact, 3 in a row. 2 outs in the 8th inning. Blackman coming up.
Set up away, hit your target. Didn't do it.
1-2 on Blackman.
So it is official that they did change that error yesterday to a hit. That's how he had the 3 hits. And
that's the right thing to do. It's
right.
Kind of shocking that it was even ruled an error initially. 2-2 on Charlie. And that's called a strike by CB. That's 4 straight strikeouts for Contreras. But we'll go to the 9th inning. The Rockies just need 3 outs of their own. Sports is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By University of Colorado Health. By Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local Dodge dealer today. And by Bluebell Ice Cream. Rockies enjoying a 4-run lead as we go to the 9th inning, 7-3 at 20th and Blake. First game of a 9-game homestand. Let's go out to center field where we're planning and plotting for a happy recap. Mark Stout, Jason Hirsch, Ryan Spilborghs.
We're going to start with Hershey tonight.
Yeah, Charlie Clubberson. Switch the L and the U. See what I did there?
Hit a home run. Right,
yeah,
I got it.
3-run jack.
Yeah, and
big difference.
A Coors Original, Jorge was golden at home.
That's a good one, but you know what I prefer?
What?
A nice glass of Jorge de la Rose.
That's
with the Reds.
Yeah, no,
that's pink.
Yeah.
I thought it was good. But we're going to talk about Jorge. We'll talk about Charlie Culberson, and we'll have a nice Toyota postgame show. Yeah, Drew?
And the winner is...
nobody.
It's a tie.
Secret ballot of tie.
Nobody wins.
It's all in the delivery.
You know what? You had a nice build-up to that, Mark. I was buying into the Vino deal, and then...
a glass of Jorge de la Rose. All right.
It's close.
Try harder tomorrow.
That's all we can do. LaTroy Hawkins is on here in the 9th inning. It's not a save situation because it's a 4-run differential. Devin Mesoraco is at the plate. 0 for 2 and a walk. Mesoraco takes strike 1. Last time we saw Hawk, he struck out the side. That was on Sunday in Arizona.
Yeah, for his 18th save of the season. So 3 punch-outs, and they were quick, too. This little repeat performance tonight would be wonderful.
It's a good start. 2 hops at Nolan Arenado, 1 out. Who wants tacos, fans? The Rockies have hit that magic number. Don't forget to go to your participating Taco Bell location tomorrow between 4 and 6 to get your Rockies taco special. 1 out in the 9th inning for Hawkins and Ryan Ludwig, who has a double and a home run tonight. A couple of RBIs. Been the hitting star on the losing side for Cincinnati. Ludwig's home run earlier in the ball game was his 7th of the year. 1 ball, 1 strike.
RBI Baseball is back with all 30 MLB teams and 2014 players. Get the retro 2-button style baseball game you've been missing. Visit RBIGame.com for more details and download today.
This ball through the left side, base hit. Skip Schumacher will come up. Skip's 0 for 3.
Ludwig, 3 of the 6 hits tonight for Cincinnati.
Franklin Morales, Johnny Cueto tomorrow. We're on the air at 6 p.m. with the pregame show. Ground ball to short. Culberson, good flip on the first double play. Ball game over. Great way to end it. The Rockies in convincing fashion this evening to begin the homestand. A 7-3 victory over Cincinnati. And for Jorge De La Rosa, he wins for the 12th time this year. He improves to 43-14 all time at 20th and Blake. That is out of this world. Alfredo Simon falls to 12-8 himself. The Rockies do plenty on offense. Our Jimmy John's freaky fast delivery of the game features Charlie Culberson getting a start at shortstop. He had a couple hits, including a 3-run bomb to deep left center to blow things open in the 5th inning. That's our Jimmy John's freaky fast delivery of the ball game that had everybody jumping in their seats. Rockies win it tonight 7-3 over Cincinnati. Good start to the homestand, and it's great to see the Rockies shaking hands. It's been a tough go, as you know. Time to go to center field and kick off the Toyota postgame show. Here's Mark Stout. Mark?
Indeed, a good night for the hometown 9. When we come back, we'll talk about Charlie